Welcome to the home of WWE News, Rumors, and Gossip in real time. Click the bell, subscribe, and turn on all notifications today. Don't forget to become a channel member and send a super thanks donation below. And now, your host. He is the most consistent and dedicated in YouTube history, Seanzviewent.
Now, as many of you may know, the blue brand of SmackDown has already aired in many different states, many different countries, many different languages. SmackDown being in Australia. For a lot of you, you may have watched it on TV. You may have watched it on your cell phone. You might have watched it early. You might have watched it midday. Or you might be waiting to watch it tonight, the blue brand of SmackDown on the USA Network. And there were plenty of festivities. There were plenty of matches. There were plenty of developments for WWE SmackDown. Make no mistake about that. And for those of you, we're not going to ruin it. We're not going to spoil it. We're not going to give away match results here on the show because I know a lot of you are waiting for USA Network SmackDown tonight. But for some of you, you may have watched SmackDown on Netflix in different territories, different countries, and different places. And for those of you, I would say, well, that's cool. You're lucky. But for those of you in the United States, and I'm sure many of you probably already read the results. Some of you may have already went over the highlights of SmackDown. But here on Show and View, for those of you that did see it, for those of you that did watch it, you know what we do. We get your review. We get your insights. We get your comments. We get your view because your view is the only view that matters on this website. What did you think about SmackDown? What to you was the moment of the night? What to you was the match of the night? What to you kept you on the edge of your seat? Who was the superstar of the night? What was the shock of the night, if there were any, on SmackDown tonight? What is your takeaways from SmackDown tonight? And was this a good way to build up just 24 hours before WWE Crown Jewel? Actually, less than that. Less than 24 hours away, WWE Crown Jewel. You had all the top stars. You had all the investments. You had all the interest. You had all the characters. You had all the storylines. You had all the angles to make this SmackDown one hell of an intriguing show. You saw returns. You saw the return of theme songs. I mean, this was really a returning SmackDown in more ways than one. It set a precedent to an all-time high. And knowing that the WWE was suffering, that the WWE was watered down with ideas and storylines and them being, creatively bankrupt, is this why the WWE really shifted the volume? Is this why the WWE turned it up for SmackDown tonight? And again, viewers, we rate it by the weather. If you indeed already watched SmackDown or you saw some clips of it or you saw some videos of it, was it hot? Was it cloudy? Was it rainy? Was it rainy? Was it fire? Was it a scorcher? What to you was the blue brand of SmackDown? Also, we got a lot of news and rumors to give to you, and we're not going to waste any of your precious, valuable time. Because according to those that know at this time and at this hour, it has been confirmed, and it's sad, and it's not something we wanted to hear. It's not something we wanted to see. But ladies and gentlemen, it will appear as if former WWE champion, who is no longer wrestling, will no longer wrestle ever again, because it is now confirmed from the man himself. Big E says he's fine with never wrestling again in a WWE ring, as he does not think he would ever be cleared to wrestle in a ring ever again. And at that point, he would rather have his health than to wind up in a wheelchair for the rest of his life or wind up in a vegetative state. So as you can see, Big E is just loving being on commentary. He's loving giving his thoughts, his analysis, and being an analysis before the WWE PLEs, being on the PLE panel. So while it's sad that we'll never see Big E wrestle ever again, you look at guys like Edge and Paige and Daniel Bryan and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it was said they'll never wrestle again. They'll never come back again. That is it. That is the end. And then they were able to come back, albeit it was 5-10 years later, but they still returned. I mean, Kevin Owens is battling the same thing right now. 6 surprises for WWE Crown Jewel. But again, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to spoil it. This is according to those in the know at this time and at this hour. But again, guys, we have a lot to cover. We have a lot to get into, and not let's waste any more of your valuable time. The next, one of the big first headlines that we want to bring to you and score with you right at the top of the show here. A big match. Now, this is breaking news on the Blue Brand of SmackDown. Again, a big match could come with major stipulation next week on WWE SmackDown in San Jose. According to those that know, plans can change, and this may not happen. But again, there's a good chance that it could happen. Again, unless plans change, it would appear as if it will be for the undisputed number one contendership. For the number one contender, Jacob Fatu will be in one corner versus Drew McIntyre. Yes, Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, one-on-one. The winner will become the number one contender and will either face Cody Rhodes or whomever defeats Cody Rhodes if Cody Rhodes gets defeated in that allotted time frame. What do you think about Cody Rhodes and him possibly being defeated? And will we see a brand new WWE champion? Although this weekend, it's not about championships for Cody Rhodes. It's about being the best. It's about showing that you are at the top of your game, because it's going to be WWE champion versus world heavyweight champion. It's not every day you get a world champion versus the WWE champion, but that is exactly what we're going to get at Crown Jewel. Speaking about Crown Jewel, we need your predictions. Who do you want to see walk away with the win? Who do you hope wins at WWE Crown Jewel? It all boils down to your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions. What did John Cena refuse to do? What did John Cena refuse to do? Well, let me tell you what he refused to do. John Cena once refused to rap with a released wrestler from the WWE. Well, now that only makes sense. And now for an update that I think you'll all enjoy and I think that you will all love. Listen to this one. And this, in my opinion, is very interesting. But again, your view is the only view that matters. Remember, it's so crucial to donate below with a super thanks donation in the comment section. All you got to do is Google or Yahoo it, how to do it, how to go about it. And then use your credit card to donate to the super thanks donation. Again, guys, I'll tell you, the struggle is really on YouTube. You know all the time, effort, emotion, blood, sweat, tears, the energy. You know everything that I put into this channel for all of you, and I've been doing it for over a decade. For over 10 years, I have been spilling out my guts, right, wrong, or indifferent. Rumor or not, headline or not, breaking news, come walking that line. We always went over the edge. Breaking update as concerns the Intercontinental title ranks in World Wrestling Entertainment. But before we get into that, listen to this one. The former Sasha Banks, who is now known as Mercedes Moné, snaps at fans over WWE return questions. She snapped back at him. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, who wants to see Sasha Banks return to the WWE? Who would ever want to see that? Because there's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of backlash, there's a lot of criticism, but there's a lot of people that are into the character of one Sasha Banks. And are you into the character of Sasha Banks? Would you want to see her return? What are your overall feelings and emotions of her being, more than a quadruple champion? I mean, she holds what, dozens of belts, championships galore right now. So she is kind of, she's gotten a little upset, little magnane has Sasha Banks. A YouTuber, and it should be me, a YouTuber is set for in-ring debut at TNA Bound for Glory, and that would be YouTuber BDE, who used to comment, and I have proof of this, YouTuber BDE used to comment, he used to talk to me, he used to, watch my videos, he used to message me. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, BDE, who has risen among the ranks, and yeah, he's way higher than me, he's way bigger than me now, and that's great, grand, and wonderful, but he certainly does not put the kind of time and effort and emotion into the videos like I do, like I present it. But he's his own person. He's his own man. Not everybody can be Seanzviewent Entertainment. But, hey, congratulations to YouTuber BDE, who will be in the squared circle at TNA's biggest event, Bound for Glory. And you got to wonder just how long he is going to last in the ring, or will he win? Will he go all the way at Bound for Glory? Will he steal all the glory and all the grandeur in TNA? Also, Carmella and Corey Graves celebrate the birth of their second child. Congratulations to Carmella and Corey Graves. And you got to wonder, after Corey Graves took that F5 several weeks ago from the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar, you got to wonder now, will Carmella and Corey Graves come back as a unit, as a tag team? United they stand, divided they fall. Do you want to see Carmella and Corey Graves in a WWE ring once again? Mercedes Moné is planning to break Ultimo Dragon's historic title record. Yeah, I know. I remember as a kid, I remember as a child, a little tyke, coming down and watching WCW, and I remember Ultimate Dragon coming to the ring with all these championships and all these belts and all these titles, and some of them that his manager had to hold because it was just too many titles. Well, Sasha Banks is kind of continuing in that tradition. Is kind of going down that lane of the Ultimate Dragon. Also, we got breaking news on the Survivor Series. The first details for this year's Survivor Series War Games have leaked, and the potential lineups. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that WWE's current direction for the November 29 premium live event in San Diego includes 2 War Games elimination matches stacked with some of the biggest names in the industry. On the men's side, the plan, again, things can change. The plan is for a reunited bloodline to join forces with CM Punk. The babyface team is currently listed as CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, and Jey Uso, with a 5th mystery partner still undecided, perhaps Jimmy Uso or L.A. Knight, are reportedly the front runners for the spot. They're expected to battle The Vision in a heel-heavy lineup featuring Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Austin Theory. And again, Brock Lesnar. Imagine Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed all in the same time, all in the same team at the same time. You want to talk about a hell of a team. You want to talk about a formal team. You want to talk about one of the strongest teams in the history of Survivor Series. This is got to be it, guys. And then Austin Theory, the wild card. Austin Theory. Who anticipated him to be in that match? Because now there's a lot of rumor and speculation that to rebuild Austin Theory and bring him to a prominent spot in the company, that Austin Theory could be the newest member of The Vision with Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker. Yes, you heard that right. The same report also noted that Dominic Mysterio is scheduled to defend the Intercontinental title against John Cena. Yes, Dominic Mysterio, John Cena, one-on-one at the Survivor Series. Your thoughts, your comments, and your emotions on all of that. Do you think that is the right way to go? Should John Cena win the IC title before he retires, before he calls it a day? And if John Cena were to retire, will he retire as the Intercontinental Champion, a title that John Cena has never won in his life, in his illustrious career? If this lineup does hold true and there are no changes, because remember, it is always subject to change, then War Games 2025 could deliver 2 of the biggest multi-star battles WWE has put together in a very long time. And it's almost feeling like the Survivor Series. It's almost, going back to that history of what I remember, the 4-on-4s, the 5-on-5s, the traditional Survivor Series matches. That was what the Survivor Series was built on. That's what the Survivor Series was all about, and I am all for the WWE doing this. Also, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news as it concerns Donald Trump and John Cena. What's going on there? Donald Trump's status for John Cena's final ever match, his retirement match, Washington, D.C., Saturday night's main event, the main attraction, and it will be the main event of the night. There's a lot of speculation, and we all know Donald Trump's tie-ins with WWE. We all know the significance. We all know the importance of Donald Trump in Wrestlemania, especially when Wrestlemania was in Trump Towers that one couple times. Also, we got breaking news. Fans attending WrestleMania 42 could suffer as Las Vegas hotel prices are skyrocketing. Well, I'm not too shocked. I'm not too stunned by that. Not by a long shot. Also, WWE's current plans for the Elimination Chamber date and location. As per the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the February 20th date is the current internal schedule. WWE could still shift the event by a week in either direction. The flexibility would allow WWE to strategically counter-program an AEW pay-per-view if one is booked around the same time. WWE has leaned into Saturday night's main event as a standard PLE format, giving the company more breathing room from its traditional sports competition. Now, if AEW does indeed schedule a pay-per-view close to Elimination Chamber timeframe, WWE is reportedly open to moving the date to go head-to-head. The Royal Rumble is already set for January 31 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and the event is locked in. Survivor Series closes out 2025 on November the 29th in San Diego, and John Cena's retirement match will be featured on the December 13th edition of Saturday night's main event. With Chicago's passionate fan base and the road to WrestleMania heating up, the Elimination Chamber could deliver a massive moment for WWE. But whether it sticks to February 28th or shifts slightly to challenge AEW remains to be seen. Also, WWE will be planning a massive match for CM Punk at Saturday night's main event. WWE is planning 2 longtime rivals to headline Saturday night's main event. The Wrestling Observer reports, which noted that the match is currently scheduled to serve as the main event of the show. Their feud, which reignited when CM Punk returned to WWE at Survivor Series 2023, has become one of Raw's top storylines. Seth Rollins made it clear from day one that he wasn't happy to see Punk back, and the bad blood has boiled over a year long. Things have come to a new level, and now it looks like Raw's main event scene is heating up even further. LA Knight and Jey Uso both confronted CM Punk recently after demanding a shot at the World's Championship. The pressure is building, but all signs point to CM Punk versus Seth Rollins being the next chapter in one of WWE's most intense rivalries. Should WWE put the title on CM Punk at Saturday night's main event, or will Seth Rollins prove once again why he is indeed the architect and he's always one move ahead? Triple H accused of prioritizing politics over WWE duties amid a massive creative shakeup in the company. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Well, I think the WWE definitely turned things around big time with tonight's SmackDown, and I think now people will be more appreciative, and I think people will be more open to the WWE, more level-headed, and I think the interest factor will definitely turn up, especially with the rise in ticket sales. Also, we got a breaking news coming in. As a massive champion has had to relinquish a match of champion and World Wrestling Entertainment, a WWE champion, having to give up and relinquish their title due to injury. A lot of rumor, gossip, and speculation on that. Also, an AEW star reveals new backstage role in the company. Also, we got viewers. We do got the viewers. Nick Nemeth furious about TNA World Title being held by NXT talent, but that could all change at Bound for Glory. Also, we are receiving word at this time that AJ Styles has explained why 2026 is the right time for retirement. He says, listen, man, I'm old, and before I become a big embarrassment, I want to wrap it up before it gets to be too late, and I make too many mistakes, and I make myself look bad in front of a worldwide audience, and I do not want to do that. But then there's a big feeling that once AJ Styles does wrap up, if AEW does offer the kind of money for AJ Styles just to show up a couple of times a year, AEW could be inclined to do something like that, and AJ Styles may just very well return to a spot that you never thought he would return ever again. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to Mo of Men on the Mission, who is still fighting for his life in the ICU. And again, for those of you who don't know who Mo is, go look him up online. He used to be a WWE superstar. He used to be a pro wrestler for the company. Let's see if we got anything else that we got to go over, that we got to smother, that we got to bring up. Io Sky calls WWE victory the greatest moment of my career, and a huge former WWE ECW star is dealing with Parkinson's disease. You pay for the damage in the wrestling business. WWE expects leading politician and political figures to attend John Cena's final match at Saturday night's main event. Also, multiple superstars will be getting old theme songs back on SmackDown. An injured star returned to SmackDown after 6 months away, viewers. And again, we're not going to bring that up right here because I don't want to spoil anything for you. But I will say it has to do with the MFT. The final card has been set for TNA's Bound for Glory. Robert Stone rejects the idea of WWE having an off-season, and Kalani Jordan and Shalai Hill sign with Paradigm Talent Company. Roger Jackson pleads not guilty to charges from where he almost killed Psycho Stu in a wrestling ring. Omos makes WWE in-ring return at an NXT live event. Your thoughts, your comments, and your emotions, your feedback on the return of Omos to the WWE, and are you excited? Are they going to utilize him correctly? Plenty more to come. Subscribe.